So Furkan Korkmaz must have heard that there's a possibility that the Sixers go out and bring in JJ Redick. He said, no, not on my watch. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Today, we will be talking about the comeback win. Yes, a comeback win. Sixers, Pacers, 119-110 on the road. No Joel Embiid, and the Sixers get it done, mainly by Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and the one and only Furkan Korkmaz. Yes, like I said in the opener, Furkan must have heard the rumblings that the Sixers might be trying to bring back JJ Redick, a guy who would take all his minutes if he came back on the Sixers, and Furkan said, hold my beer, I'm about to drop buckets off the bench, a couple huge buckets down the stretch, and the Sixers come back in beautiful fashion. I'm just happy to get a win. Without Joel Embiid, this team has really relied on the 35 plus points that Embiid can drop day in and day out. But like I said, we know that there's an aggressive Simmons somewhere inside him, and he's been talking about it. He's been saying he has to get his own shot. He's been saying I gotta be a little bit less passive, and I expect that to happen when you got Joel Embiid in the mix. But this man got to take over, kind of like he did tonight when there's no Joel Embiid. 9 of 12 shooting, we'll get into all that. But let's start with these ugly three quarters. I mean, where was the defense? Brogdon had 12 in the first. Aaron Holiday had 10 in the second. I mean, we could not stop them on the perimeter, and Sabonis did whatever he wanted. But guess what? Hold up. We have a coach that makes adjustments? They switched to a 2-3 zone, and Doc Rivers said after the game, we were calling it the John Chaney matchup zone. Shout out to Doc Rivers. Shout out to John Chaney. The John Chaney matchup zone, and it worked to perfection. The Sixers ultimately, in the last 8 minutes of the game, went on a 31-6 run. Huh? 31-6? Talk about shutting a team down. 6 points in 8 minutes. Hey, before we go any farther, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn post notifications on so you know when I go live or drop some content. Sorry I wasn't able to do the live play-by-play, but we're going to be rocking with some more live play-by-plays on this channel. And also, do your boy a favor, smash the like button for your boy. Let's see if we can get this over 150 likes. Greatly appreciated, but let's get back to that 2-3 zone. I mean, it worked to perfection. And I think Doc Rivers is going to keep that in the back pocket in case of an emergency somewhere else. Now, it's not always going to work. Sometimes you're going to get guys pulling up for three, just obliterating a 2-3 zone, but it definitely did fluster the Indiana Pacers. They didn't really have an answer for it, and we were able to get back in the game because of Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Furkan Korkmaz. Let's look at their numbers. Tobias Harris with 27 points, 8 rebounds in 31 minutes. Ben Simmons playing aggressive with 21 points off 9 of 12 shooting, like I said. 7 assists, 6 rebounds, getting it done. And Furkan Korkmaz, 23 minutes off the bench, 3 of 5 from the three-point line, 17 points, and huge down the stretch. He hit that go-ahead bucket at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And once we got that 109-106 lead, it was no looking back. We were able to get on another run and ultimately win by 9 points. A game that we were down by 20 at one time. 20 points at one time, 16 to start the fourth, but it didn't matter. The way we were able to make adjustments, the way all the guys stepped up, and that's what's going to be crazy down the stretch when it comes to the bench. I mean, Maxey, Shake, Furkan, Thibault, 4 guys you want to get in the rotation, and I don't think you have enough spots to do that in a close game when you're talking playoffs, when you're talking, deep in the season. Who's going to get them minutes? Because tonight, Shake only got 19 minutes, and Furkan and Matisse both got 20 plus minutes, and Maxey was right behind Shake with 18 minutes. I think Doc Rivers is going to have to figure out what he wants to do. Not every single game you're going to have to change it up. If you need defense, you're going to have to play Matisse a little bit more. If you need three-point shooting, you're going to have to play Furkan a little bit more. If you just need guard play, pick and roll action, you use Shake or T Maxey a little bit more. I think you're going to have to look at each game and how it's going. What do we need down the stretch, and go with that type of rotation for the second unit. But there's going to be times where our bench does big things for us. Dwight Howard and this bench is able to actually create a spark. That's what you want for your bench. Your starters are always going to have some bad nights, or maybe you don't got a Joel Embiid like tonight, and you're going to rely on the rest of the roster. You need guys off the bench to spark it up, and then once the starters see that, they go ahead and start putting in that work too. But let's get back to Ben Simmons for a moment. Shout out to him. He's been talking about it, like I mentioned. I got to be less passive and more involved in scoring. Maybe it's the all-star voting coming. I don't know. But for everybody who says some people are way too hard on Ben Simmons, how? We're only going off what we know he can do. We're not saying he stinks and he can't do it. We're saying he stinks because we know he can do it, and he's just not doing it as consistently as he did in the past. And a lot of people still want to talk about the shooting. That doesn't bother me as much as him just not being aggressive. There's no game that Ben Simmons should play 30 plus minutes and come out with 5 shot attempts, with 6 shot attempts, with 4 shot attempts. He should automatically shoot 10 shots, and it could be all 10 layups. I don't care. But when you got TJ McConnell on you, when you got Brogdon on you, when you got any point guard on you, attack. You got a power forward like Sabonis on you. He's big enough to guard you down low, but not fast enough. The combination of speed, height, strength is just unmatched, and you got to use it. You got to use it. 10 plus shots a night. Now, when Joel Embiid is playing, I'll give you a game or two where you get a little passive, because Joel Embiid's a walking 30 piece. He is the MVP of the league. We can't stop him, and I don't want to. But any game Embiid's not there, when you're on the court and Embiid's resting, it should be your team. Tobias is Mr. Consistent, and he's really the second guy when it comes to scoring, but we just need Ben Simmons to be the Ben Simmons that we know and love. Simple and plain. You're talking about the city of Philadelphia. There's nothing but tough love in this city. So I expect him to be better, and we all do. And we see it. 21 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 35 minutes, taking control. But let's get to Furkan Korkmaz. Like I said, man, he's like, are we really thinking about bringing JJ Redick back? Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me start banging him. I mean, he was big down the stretch. Three-pointer, mid-range. Really taking over the game. I don't really like Furkan dribbling too much, but he was able to do what he needed to do this game. Who would have thought that Furkan would have been, the spark plug off the bench to get a comeback win on the road? No Embiid, and the team looked dead for 3 quarters. Even on offense, we weren't really clicking, only shooting 30% from the 3-point line. But Furkan did not let that stop him. He got more minutes than Shake. He got more minutes than Maxey. And he said, I got to make sure they know that I can do what JJ Redick used to do. Watch me work. JJ, sorry, but you staying over there, or you're going somewhere else, because I'm holding down that 8-man rotation spot. Come in, knock down some threes. And, hey, who do you think is better on defense? I know Furkan ain't no defensive guru, but he's probably a little bit better than JJ Redick. So I wouldn't hate the move, but like I said in my video yesterday, I don't think it's necessary. If we're going to go out and make a move, we got to do it for a different type of player than JJ Redick. Now, let's talk about Tobias Harris, because he goes so unlooked in this offense. You're looking at Joel Embiid dropping 30. We're always looking at what Ben Simmons does. We talk about Shake off the bench. We're upset now that Seth Curry went MIA, and we're going to talk about him before we finish this out. But Tobias Harris, low-key playing like an all-star. And for those who watch my play-by-plays, you know what I call Tobias Harris when he's dropping 27. He goes from Tobias Harris to Busy Bias. Hashtag Busy Bias in the comment section. Let's get hashtag Busy Bias. But that's what he's been doing. He's been actually playing like he should be an all-star. I mean, the defense up, blocks up, steals up, Shooting percentage up, 3-point percentage up, scoring up. We knew this was going to happen under Doc Rivers because he had his best year in LA, and this is topping his best year with the Clippers. He's being the guy we paid $180 million. Maybe not that much, but he is coming into his own. Busy Bias. I hope he gets all-star votes because he deserves it. Could you imagine if Ben Simmons starts balling and we have 3 all-stars on the team? Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, and Ben Simmons, 3 all-stars from the Sixers? That will be pretty fire. But Tobias Harris deserves a lot of credit. He just does a lot of things, a lot of the dirty work. He's not spectacular, even though he had some posters this year, but he gets the job done. Busy Bias. Now, let's get to someone that I was huge on early in the season, Seth Curry. The dude was dropping 20 points a game, 18 points a game, shooting lights out from the three-point line, and then COVID-19 happened. Womp, womp, womp. He just hasn't really played good since coming back from COVID. He had one good game. I think he dropped 17 points, and then MIA, 2 of 10. 2 of 14, just not being able to get it done. He doesn't look like he can separate with the ball in his hand and just coming off screens. He looks tired. He looks slow. The defense is always all over him. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because who knows how COVID hit him. Cam Newton came back from COVID and he never really felt like he recovered. He played bad every game after. So let me give him a little break, but we're going to need to get Seth Curry back if we want to go on a deep, deep run. But like I said, the way this bench is playing, the way we play when we're healthy, man, we beat the Lakers, we beat Boston. There's some good teams, Brooklyn, Boston, Milwaukee. But if we're healthy, if we're shooting, there's no one that can stop us. KD, Harden, Kyrie, they all look nice. But who's going to play the MVP of the league, Embiid? Who can stop a aggressive Ben, a consistent Bias, a Shake, Furkan, Maxey, Dwight bench? And let's not forget Seth and Danny in the starting lineup if they can get streaky hot. This team could be hot. I'm expecting us to do what we need to do. We just need to stay healthy, and we just need to get as many reps together as possible so we know when it comes down to crunch time, who gets the last second shot? What do we do in this scenario? When do we implement a 2-3 zone? I love the adjustments and I love the growth this team has. And maybe in Daryl Morey, we still trust there might be a piece added in March. Who knows? If you could add someone to this team, let me know in the comment section who will be, what for, all that good stuff. But I love the comeback win on the road. Come back. No Embiid. No problem. Haha. Love it. With all that being said, that's all I got for today. Let me know in the comment section, what did you think about this comeback win? Did you think we were done in the first 3 quarters? Who do you think was the player of the game? Tobias, Ben, Furkan? Let me know all your thoughts on this game in the comment section. Love hearing from you guys. Until next time, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. You know what time it is. We out.